If you clicked on this video, I know exactly what you're feeling right now. You're probably wondering why your college friends are buying second homes while you're still figuring out your career. Why your sister is getting married while you're still single. Why it seems like everyone around you has their life together while you're still trying to pick up the pieces. And here's the thing that makes it worse, you're not just behind, you're behind and everyone can see it. You've probably heard all the well-meaning advice. Everyone moves at their own pace. Comparison is the thief of joy. Your time will come. But those words feel empty when you're watching your high school classmates celebrate their 10-year work anniversaries while you're still jumping between jobs. They feel hollow when you're the only one at family gatherings without a significant other to bring. They feel meaningless when you're 30, 35, 40, or even 50, and you feel like you're just getting started while everyone else is already halfway to the finish line. The worst part? You start measuring your worth by society's timeline. You should have your career figured out by 25. You should be married by 30. You should own a house by 35. You should have kids before 40. You should have substantial savings by 45. But what happens when life doesn't follow the script? What happens when divorce, job loss, illness, or just plain old confusion throws you off track? You end up feeling like a failure, like you missed the boat, like you're permanently behind in a race you never signed up for. By the end of this video, you'll understand why he'll called setbacks blessings in disguise. You'll learn why the most successful people in history were often the ones who felt most behind in their 20s, 30s, and even 40s. And more importantly, you'll discover the exact mindset shift that transforms feeling behind from your greatest weakness into your most powerful weapon. Now, let me tell you something that Napoleon Hill discovered after interviewing over 500 of the most successful people of his time. The people who achieved extraordinary success weren't necessarily ahead of everyone else from the beginning. They weren't the valedictorians, the early achievers, or the ones who had it all figured out by 25. What made them different was something much simpler and much more powerful. They had a definite purpose, and they refused to let society's timeline dictate their journey. Hill spent decades studying Andrew Carnegie, Thomas Edison, Henry Ford, and hundreds of other giants, and you know what he found? Most of them felt like failures for years before they broke through. Edison was called too stupid to learn anything by his teachers. Ford went bankrupt twice before Ford Motor Company succeeded. Carnegie was a poor immigrant who started as a telegraph messenger. They all felt behind at some point, but they understood something that most people miss entirely. Here's the secret: successful people don't measure themselves against other people's timelines. They measure themselves against their own definite purpose. While everyone else is running someone else's race, chasing someone else's definition of success, truly successful people are running their own race toward their own clearly defined destination. And that's exactly what you need to understand right now. The problem isn't that you're behind, the problem is that you're trying to catch up to people who are running in completely different directions. You're comparing your chapter 3 to someone else's chapter 20, your rough draft to someone else's final edit, your behind the scenes to someone else's highlight reel. But what if you stopped trying to catch up and started asking yourself a different question? What am I actually trying to build, and what do I need to learn to build it? This is where Hill's mastermind principle becomes crucial. Instead of seeing other people's success as evidence that you're failing, you start seeing it as proof that success is possible. Instead of thinking, why can't I have what they have, you start thinking, what can I learn from their journey that will help me on mine? That shift right there, that simple mental pivot, is the difference between staying stuck and starting to accelerate. But here's where it gets really interesting. Hill discovered that people who felt behind often had a massive advantage that early achievers didn't have: hunger. When you feel behind, you're not comfortable. You're not satisfied. You're not settling. You have what Hill called burning desire, that restless, relentless drive that keeps you moving even when things get tough. The people who felt ahead often became complacent, but the people who felt behind became unstoppable. So right now, I want you to try something. Instead of saying I'm behind, say I'm building. Instead of I'm late, say I'm learning. Instead of I'm failing, say I'm preparing. Because that's exactly what's happening. Every experience you've had, every setback you've faced, every moment you've felt behind, it's all been preparation for what? Let me prove this to you with some facts that will blow your mind. Napoleon Hill himself didn't publish Think and Grow Rich until he was 54 years old. For 25 years, he felt like he was behind, like he wasn't accomplishing enough, like other people were passing him by. But those 25 years weren't wasted time, they were research time. They were the foundation for the book that would change millions of lives, including yours right now. Colonel Sanders was 62 when he started KFC. Vera Wang was 40 when she entered the fashion industry. Laura Ingalls Wilder didn't publish her first Little House book until she was 64. Ray Kroc was 52 when he founded McDonald's. These people didn't just succeed despite feeling behind, they succeeded because they had lived enough, learned enough, and struggled enough to build something extraordinary. But let me bring this into the modern world with a story that will hit close to home. I know a woman who spent her entire 20s feeling behind. While her friends were climbing corporate ladders, she was jumping between jobs, trying to figure out what she actually wanted to do. While they were getting married, she was ending relationships. While they were buying houses, she was moving back in with her parents. At 30, she felt like a complete failure. But here's what happened next. Because she had tried so many different things, she had developed a unique skill set that none of her friends had. Because she had failed so many times, she had developed resilience. Because she had struggled, she had developed empathy. At 32, she started a coaching business helping other people who felt behind. By 35, she was making more money than all her friends combined. By 40, she had built a multi-million-dollar company. But here's the kicker, she could never have built that business if she hadn't felt behind first. The people who felt ahead in their 20s often peaked early. They got comfortable, they stopped growing, they stopped taking risks. But the people who felt behind? They stayed hungry. They kept learning. They kept building. And that's exactly what's happening to you right now, whether you realize it or not. Think about it this way, when you feel behind, you're constantly looking for ways to catch up. You're reading more books, taking more courses, trying new things, meeting new people. You're in constant growth mode. Meanwhile, the people who feel ahead often stop growing. They think they've figured it out, so they stop learning. They think they've arrived, so they stop striving. But you? You're still building, still growing, still becoming. This is what Hill meant when he said that every adversity carries the seed of equal or greater benefit. Feeling behind isn't your disadvantage, it's your advantage in disguise. It's the fuel that's going to power your comeback. It's the hunger that's going to drive your success. It's the preparation that's going to make your breakthrough possible. Now, let's get practical. Hill gave us a specific formula for turning feeling behind into moving ahead, and I'm going to give you the exact steps right now. First, you need to get crystal clear on your definite purpose. Not what your parents want for you, not what society expects from you, not what your friends are doing, but what you actually want to build with your life. Take out a piece of paper right now and write down this sentence: my definite purpose is... and then fill in the blank. Don't write to be successful or to be happy, those are too vague. Write something specific. My definite purpose is to build a business that helps single mothers start their own careers. My definite purpose is to become a therapist who specializes in helping people overcome trauma. My definite purpose is to create financial freedom so I can spend more time with my family. Make it specific, make it clear, make it yours. Next, you need to connect emotionally to your why. This is what Hill called burning desire, the emotional fuel that keeps you going when things get tough. Why does this purpose matter to you? What will happen if you don't pursue it? What will happen if you do? Write down at least 3 reasons why this purpose is so important to you that you're willing to work for it even when you don't feel like it. Here's your third step: create your comeback strategy. This isn't about catching up to everyone else, this is about moving toward your definite purpose. What's one thing you can do today to move closer to your goal? What's one thing you can do this week? What's one thing you can do this month? Start small, but start now. Hill discovered that successful people don't wait for perfect conditions, they start where they are with what they have. Now, let's talk about your mastermind. Hill found that every successful person surrounded themselves with people who supported their vision. You need to find your people, not the people who make you feel behind, but the people who make you feel like you're moving forward. This might mean spending less time with people who constantly complain about their lives and more time with people who are building something. It might mean joining online communities, attending networking events, or simply reaching out to people who inspire you. Here's something crucial: you need to change how you measure progress. Stop measuring yourself against other people's timelines and start measuring yourself against your own growth. Did you learn something new today? Did you take one step toward your purpose? Did you overcome a fear? Did you help someone else? These are the metrics that matter. These are the signs that you're not behind, you're building. Finally, you need to practice what Hill called autosuggestion, the practice of feeding your mind with positive, purpose-driven thoughts instead of comparison and self-doubt. Every morning, remind yourself of your definite purpose. Every evening, celebrate one thing you did that day to move forward. Every time you catch yourself thinking I'm behind, replace it with I'm building. This isn't just positive thinking, this is purpose-driven thinking. I want you to imagine something with me. Imagine it's 5 years from now, and you're looking back on this moment, this exact moment when you're watching this video, feeling behind, wondering if you'll ever catch up. But from that future perspective, you realize something incredible: this wasn't the moment you were behind. This was the moment you began to build something extraordinary. You see, the identity shift from I'm behind to I'm building changes everything. When you're behind, you're a victim of circumstances. When you're building, you're the architect of your future. When you're behind, you're focused on what you lack. When you're building, you're focused on what you're creating. When you're behind, you're looking backward with regret. When you're building, you're looking forward with excitement. This shift isn't just mental, it's emotional. Instead of waking up each day feeling anxious about how far you have to go, you wake up feeling excited about what you're going to build. Instead of scrolling through social media and feeling jealous, you start seeing other people's success as proof that extraordinary things are possible. Instead of avoiding family gatherings because you're embarrassed about where you are, you start showing up with confidence because you know where you're going. But here's what's really beautiful about this journey: your story is going to inspire people. Right now, there are people in your life who are watching you, wondering if it's possible to turn things around, wondering if it's too late for them, wondering if they can build something meaningful starting from where they are. Your comeback is going to be their permission slip. Your breakthrough is going to be their proof that it's never too late to start building. Think about the people in your life who are struggling with feeling behind. Maybe it's a friend who got divorced and feels like they're starting over. Maybe it's a family member who lost their job and feels like they're too old to start again. Maybe it's a coworker who's been stuck in the same position for years and feels like they've missed their chance. When you transform your life, you give them permission to transform theirs. This is bigger than just your personal success. This is about breaking the cycle of comparison and competition that keeps so many people stuck. This is about showing the world that there's not just one path to success, not just one timeline that matters, not just one way to build a meaningful life. This is about proving that behind-the-scenes stories can become the most inspiring success stories of all. I want you to feel this in your body right now. Feel the shift from shame to excitement. Feel the shift from anxiety to anticipation. Feel the shift from I'm running out of time to I'm just getting started. This isn't just motivation, this is transformation. This is you stepping into the identity of someone who builds instead of someone who chases. Let me leave you with this truth that Napoleon Hill discovered after decades of research: being behind is not a disadvantage, it's preparation. Every struggle you've faced, every setback you've endured, every moment you felt like giving up, it's all been preparing you for what you're about to build. Hill said that every adversity carries the seed of equal or greater benefit, and your story is proof of that principle. Your timeline is not their timeline. Your journey is not their journey. Your success is not their success. You're not behind, you're exactly where you need to be to build exactly what the world needs you to build. The experiences that made you feel behind are the same experiences that are going to make your success story unique, powerful, and inspiring. The world doesn't need another copy of someone else's success. The world needs your authentic, original, built from struggle success story. The world needs someone who understands what it feels like to feel behind, because those are the people who can help others move forward. The world needs someone who has faced setbacks, because those are the people who can help others overcome challenges. The world needs you, exactly as you are, exactly where you are, building exactly what you're meant to build. So here's what I want you to do right now. I want you to make a decision. Decide that today is the day you stop measuring yourself against other people's timelines and start building your own extraordinary story. Decide that today is the day you stop feeling behind and start feeling excited about what you're building. Decide that today is the day your comeback story begins. Your behind the scenes is about to become someone else's inspiration. Your struggle is about to become your strength. Your setback is about to become your setup for the greatest success of your life. This is your moment. This is your time. This is your opportunity to prove that it's never too late to start building something extraordinary. The only question left is, what are you going to build? And when are you going to start? Because the world is waiting for your unique contribution, and your time is now.